2 stretches of Erika's actual speech are missing from 2 different YouTube uploads of this AmFest 2025 opening. These are different cuts from different channels, both at moments where she was off script or her wording was getting called out in audience comments. There are 2 cuts to walk through. Fox first. The Fox stream is missing about 146 seconds from Erika's opening. Other streams and uploads of the speech have it. Fox's version skips straight over. Here's what was skipped.
This is a full circle moment for me. 2 years ago, my husband stood on this stage and said, "Here I am, Lord, use me." And boy, did he. It's really interesting. The enemy has thrown a lot of curveballs at us today and this week and the past 3 months, and one of them is the fact that my entire speech has been wiped because my iPad won't even turn on, so that's a fun technical difficulty that we can figure out. So we're just going to wing it. We're just going to wing it. I was going to share with you stats. I was going to share with you all the things that we have going on building, so I'm going to just start it off with this. So last year, Charlie, I'll rewind. AmFest is Charlie's Super Bowl. Thank you. These are the stats. I got the stats, no speech.
So whatever the reason for the cut, the effect is that the version that ended up on Fox's channel skips the stretch where Erika is visibly off script, fumbling her way through a few minutes before she pulls it together. Possibility 1. The cut was made on TPUSA's side before the feed ever reached Fox. The onstage content was happening, RSBN had its own cameras capturing it, but the feed TPUSA sent to Fox didn't include those seconds. Fox put courtesy TPUSA in the description, which tells you where the feed came from, but not who decided what was on it. Possibility 2. Fox cut away from the onstage content during the live broadcast to a commercial, a different angle, a host segment, and came back when Erika was past the iPad failure. The YouTube archive reflects what was actually on Fox's air during those minutes. Possibility 3. Technical issue. Signal dropped, encoder hiccup, automated ad break. The feed they were getting may have had the content, but what went out on Fox's air and got captured in the YouTube archive didn't. The second cut is in RSBN's live archive, a different stretch of the speech. RSBN posted their first standalone cut of Erika's section the day after the event. No walk-on, short on the crowd shots at the beginning and the end. That one got unlisted. They replaced it with a longer cut from the same day with Erika physically walking on, shots of the big crowds in the beginning and at the end, and we all know how much she loves her crowds. Both the standalone cuts contain a stretch that's not in the live version archive. The live archive trims it out mid-sentence. You can hear the first letter of the word once before the audio jumps forward several lines. Here's what was skipped.
Is that my husband, he deeply mattered on a multitude of levels, so much so that it proved even more once he was assassinated how much of a peacemaker he was and how much of a coalition builder he was. Because when he was assassinated, we saw infighting, we've seen fractures, we've seen bridges being burned that shouldn't be burnt. We saw a lot on full display. And what I knew as a wife, and I'm the same exact way as him. If you are trying to put up fight or flight mode, we're always fight mode. We don't retreat. Charlie would go wherever he needed to go, and I'm the same exact way. Same exact way. And
somebody at RSBN took those roughly 45 seconds out of the archive of the live stream, but missed them on the standalone Erika cuts. The likely reason is in the comments under the version that still had it. The top-rated comments timestamped that exact moment. Quote, "Weird wording. Once he was assassinated. 500 likes. Once he was assassinated, she slipped up. Officially suspicious of her. Most normal people would say after. Once sounds like she planned it. Whatever you think of those reads, that's what RSBN's audience was doing in the comments, and that's the exact block somebody at RSBN later took out. What they have in common is the kind of moment that got cut. The Fox upload cut covers her iPad failure, the part where she's visibly off script. The RSBN cut covers a stretch where her word choice, once he was assassinated, is exactly what the audience was timestamping in the comments. Both moments still exist elsewhere. Different uploads preserve different things. I can't tell you what each cut means or who made each call. I'm telling you, they're both there. They're both targeted the moments that played the worst, and they both ended up on channels distributing this content.
Charlie was only alive for 31 years. That sucks.
I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to me. Erika would do a great job.